Welcome to a new episode of Bison Insider. I'm your host, Mr. John McLemore. Today is a very special episode of the Bison Insider. Today we are going to feature one of our young professionals. It's our first feature of our young professional. So please help me welcome Miss Ingabire Genevive. How are you doing, Miss Ingabire?
I'm doing good.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you prefer to be called by your last name, Genevieve, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so from here on out, now that I've introduced you properly, I'm going to start calling you by your last name or nickname because it's a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
So your first name is a very interesting first name. Where does it originate from?
It originates from like Africa, and when she was like giving names, she gave us like specific names that went with like what she was like going through when she was pregnant with us. And mine is Ingabire, which means gift, like a gift from God.
Wow, that's awesome. So I know that you live in a certain city here in North Dakota. So which city do you live in right now?
I live in Fargo.
But you're originally from,
I was born in Tanzania.
wow, that's like all the way across an entire ocean.
Yeah.
Um, so what trade are you taking?
I am taking CNA.
CNA. Wow. I thought you were. I thought it was culinary, but for some reason I didn't see that now. That's okay. How do you enjoy the CNA trade?
I like how it's more like hands-on. I like to do things with my hands, like being in the classroom and like doing things and like learning all the skills. Like it's a new experience for me, and like I take like all of that. That's the way I learn. So being a CNA, that was the best choice for me because I like helping people. So it was a really good thing for me going to.
Gotcha. So what is your short-term goal? Like say 3, 6, 9 months, somewhere around there.
I want to be finished with my program by then, and my plan is to find a job as a CNA here in Fargo. And after I like start working and like make more money, I'm looking into going to college so then I can take that further. Because I could just stop at being a CNA, but I want to do something greater.
Awesome. Those are great goals. So how about some more exciting questions now? These are sometimes there's a good answer, sometimes there's a wrong answer, sometimes there's not. You never know. Just kind of whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to go with the flow. So, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple.
Purple. I've heard that a lot from a lot of people. How about a favorite singer?
Ooh. Well, like since I was a kid, I've always like had a big crush on Justin Bieber. So that's always been my favorite singer.
I'm not going to hold that against you, Genevieve, but wow, we got to get you some different music to listen to. How about a favorite TV series?
Mm. My favorite TV series is either Grey's Anatomy or Riverdale.
Okay, I don't know much about Riverdale other than that's like the typical teenage drama show, but Grey's Anatomy
Yeah.
is I know that my wife watches Grey's Anatomy a lot too. So much so that she's rewatching all the old series, and I'm going, "Ugh, I don't, whatever, it is what it is." So, who would you rather spend the day with? The Queen of England or the First Lady, the president's wife?
The Queen of England.
Is there a reason why?
Because like I don't know, like people could like sometimes you could just meet the first lady and you're like, oh, it's the first lady. But like if you meet the Queen of England, it's like, wow.
Okay,
It's just like
I gotcha. There is no right or wrong answer there. So, um, what would you say are 3 strengths that you have?
I'm hardworking, motivated, and I'm caring.
Okay. Um, Hardworking, motivated, and caring. Those are very good traits to have, especially in CNA. So, thinking about this weird phase that we're in right now of distance learning, and you guys are doing everything virtually speaking, how's that working out for you?
For me, I don't have a problem with like the learning part. I can do that fine like on my phone. But like the hard thing is like being a CNA, like when I was in class, we do like skills and stuff and like it'd be hands on or we'd be like working in a room and like practicing or when we have clinicals, that's all hands on. So like not having that experience is kind of like weird for me. Cause like anybody can learn anything on a screen. Well, not anybody, but some people can. But like being in the actual class is where like I actually get the information and like practicing it over and over again. That's how I learn.
I gotcha.
So uh,
Well,
hard.
that's I get that part. Um, in this virtual learning phase, it hopefully it's just temporary. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't last too much longer. Um, what what is one thing besides the hands-on and the being in class? But what is one thing you miss about being on center the most?
One thing I miss is like everybody we when we're in class, we're professional and everything, but like there's moments where we have like fun and we're like laughing in the classroom. So like we can be serious, but we also have our fun times. And I just miss like the connections I had with everybody over there.
Okay. So just a few more minutes left, and I got a couple more questions for you. Well, actually, one more question, and then something else. But out of these items, which do you think is the most important? A high school diploma, a trade completion, a good job, or relationships?
Ooh. I think relationships are more important.
Why is that?
Because like without like people who are like with you and like helping you through like getting those things like a high school diploma and all of that, like sometimes it's tough like just having yourself, like it could be harder for you to get those without anybody there for you to help you do it.
That makes perfect sense. You got to have people around you, and you got to build those relationships in order to get the things you need. I get
Mm.
that. So, unfortunately, that does mean that we have come to the end of our question series. But I did want to give you an opportunity to provide some encouragement to your fellow students and your fellow classmates. So, what words of encouragement or positivity can you impart into them while we're doing this temporary work from home phase of learning?
The only advice that I could give is to never stop working hard, no matter how you're feeling. Like we all have bad days, but like you just have to realize like what's important at the end. Just because we're here, distance learning doesn't mean that you have to give up and that this is the end for you. We're gonna go back to center at some point, and if you're gonna go back, might as well like have done some things at home so you can continue with your progress.
Those are excellent words of encouragement. I really appreciate you being so genuine and allowing us to have this fun time of interviewing you. So that does, with that question, that last question, it does mean that we are unfortunately at the end of our time for the interview. Um, just want to remind everybody, make sure you stick around. Stay tuned for more episodes. Head over to our Facebook page, the Burdick Job Corps Community. That's where we post a lot of updates and a lot of things that are going on in Center. And that's where you'll see this link to our YouTube channel. You can share it with your friends. You can share it with your families. You can say, hey, look at me, I was on TV, or YouTube, one of the two. It's kind of like being on TV, especially if you pay for YouTube TV. Yeah. Anyways, traditionally speaking, I end these series in a certain way, and I'm going to leave you, Miss Genevieve, with one final thought. And here's the final thought for you. What do you call sad cheese?
What?
You call it blue cheese.
That was a bad joke.
Well, it was a bad joke. It was awful, but it made you laugh. That's all that matters. You might be laughing just because it was so bad, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, as a reminder to everybody that's watching and everybody that's out there, I just want to remind you to stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.